Intoxicated. We have a great show for you today and some exciting things to display. But we're going to change it up. Everybody knows we go here first time, long time, first time. Yeah. Our long time viewers know we go on the hero's journey when it comes to creating one of our beers based in the fantasy realms. And then we'll put some grains in, we'll talk about it, we'll taste, we'll do all the fun stuff. But we're going to change it up a little bit because of what's going on today. So we get to unveil Signing Bonus, the first Acquisitions Intoxicated Incorporated beer. And we have Dave and Gavin, our designers, who did an amazing job on the actual label of the beer. And we have Dan from Two Beers Brewing, Elliot, who's the head cider maker at Two Beers, Scott, who's I love this title, and I want the designer of innovation.
Yeah,
like
and
that,
fermentation.
And fermentation. Like, it doesn't get better than that, right?
And education.
Three of them. Three of the best.
So let's say salutations.
Yes, and our tap master, Jeff. So normally what we do is we first start off by putting the grains in, seeing what we're going to be brewing for the day. But we wanted to change it up a little bit. I talked to Jerry, who cannot be with us. Unfortunately, he's away this week. But, we saw the can label that Gavin and Dave designed, and you get a little teary because it's like, okay, we got this product that's finally come to life.
Thing now.
Yeah. And
real boy.
I realized, and this is how when you think about Jerry and I writing the C-Team stuff, it's like a ping pong match, and this is how usually things go. I was like, okay, I never get to have Gavin on the show because Gavin loves cider instead of beer. And I'm like, wait a second, now I get to have Gavin on the show. Let's make a cider. And they surprised us with this. So I brought this up to Jerry, and he was like, okay, what do you want to do with that? And I said, okay, well, they surprised us with this amazing label art. What if we surprised them by making a cider for them?
That's
and
awesome.
So we called Dan, and he's like, Scott and Elliot can come, bring the head guys in charge of cider to do a cider for them. And then Jerry ping-pongs back with, okay, well, what if we create a location in Red Larch for their design studio?
That's good.
And then I said, okay, so we'll name it, the beer will be available at the design studio, and it ping-ponged back and forth. So together we hatched this concoction, and we just wanted to say thank you for doing all this awesome work.
That's
awesome.
So
Appreciate it.
should we show the beers now?
Not yet.
You can still drink that one, though.
What we want to do first, we wanted to talk about this first because we're going to give the chat the opportunity to work with Gavin and Dave to name their design studio in Red Larch.
No, that's great.
So while we're going through this, the first poll is going to be the name of the studio that we'll inject into
Prestige,
into
done.
the set.
Sold.
The Prestige.
Well, don't know how,
So-
really.
keep that fresh in your mind, and let's display Signing Bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, you already got it?
We have a nice little pull shot.
I try to rotate the.
Some good fate.
Good Lord.
There. Want to rotate that
yeah.
one, Ken? Oh. That's
wanna
good.
center it,
That's
though.
good because we're still showing the sides on the other.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the whole thing.
You're doing great.
No, you gotta hide the fine print.
God, that looks amazing.
It's so
cool.
The metallic came out really cool.
God,
Yeah.
and I love how everything just flows into each other. So what was it? So how did you guys come up with the ideas? How do you? What's the creative process behind that?
So when we went to the woods to drink cider with y'all last time, Dan was kind enough to show us.
Not like the forest.
Not the woods. Sorry.
We went
Okay.
It's the name of the name of
yes.
the
It's the location where it's
name
legal
of the
to drink.
brewery.
Dan showed us the label capabilities and what we were into, and as soon as Jerry named the beer and told us the name, Signing Bonus, we were like, we have to do that gold luster look. So he's like, that was the first thing, and so just kind of did a bunch of sketches of what it would be if you signed on with Acquisitions Incorporated. So the idea would be you're signing your life away, which is why you have this skeleton hand. You might be
Fucking
rewarded
rad, okay.
with the piles of, what were we calling it? Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah, but they're basically like the Chuck E. Cheese token equivalent. The idea is that like you can probably only spend these at the AI company store.
Yeah, exactly.
Not real gold.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the can is just the matte black and matte white, and then we have the luster on the gold and the red, just to kind of enforce the brand, enforce the name, and then obviously the gold is the most important part.
Shiny.
So yeah, once we came up with the rough ideas, we shot we shot a bunch of shots of Lydia holding a pen appropriately to try to figure out the best angle, and then handed the assets off to Gav, who illustrated the whole thing and turned it into.
I used like a 3D program to look at like anatomical skeletons.
Yeah,
to make sure
really?
the colors were
It's
correct.
legit.
Yeah.
All those line up.
I was gonna say it's
Yeah, I didn't want to try to
detailed.
guess at it.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to draw it off of like reference.
Yeah, during the sketches, I realized I don't know the bones of the hand at all. Like, I get to about this area, and then it's question marks glued against question marks.
So everybody's like hands are like the hardest thing to draw, but is it easier to draw a skeleton
Yes.
than an actual?
Absolutely. It's way easier. Because you don't look at them all the time, so
Yeah.
your brain doesn't have like an expectation of what it
yeah,
looks
There's no
like.
uncanny valley for what a skeleton should look like.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's all standardized, luckily, internally.
Thank you, Halloween.
So cool.
Yeah, but it definitely came out pretty much exactly how we had hoped and
Really?
pictured.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like getting it under a little bit of light so you notice the gold first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that little bit of shimmer
it's very
and shine. God, it looks amazing.
It's real fun.
I'm so
cool
happy.
that
I guess we
It's
should
real.
pass them around.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So now we have to come up with a poll for our fake design
Is it pull time?
name. And
Yes, well, yeah, so pay attention to
Red large?
the chat, see what they're coming up with, add something that you want to put in.
Okay. Chat hit me with a few.
Well, somebody said the prestige.
The prestige is
Prestige
important.
is good.
You can put that one in there.
So now we have signing bonus.
Yeah.
This was a hazy IPA that you guys helped create, which is so cool. Yeah. Everybody was part of this journey with us, and let's talk about what it's filled comprised of, right?
Hands, can we
Oh, yep.
hand that over?
There we go. More.
So this was about 50 or 48% two-row.
Yep.
So that beautiful base malt that we always love to use, and the
mightier
the mightier. Nice.
We got we'll do two more and we'll do it.
And then we worked up about another 40% worth of Golden Promise, which I love just because it imparts that sweet flavor
one
to
of
it.
yours.
Yeah, that's
Your-
fine.
Some
That's what I
Dextra
am
pills for just some body and head retention, honey malt, which is the one you guys really wanted to see in here.
Yep.
And some Munich malt as well.
Yeah.
But what's fun is since this was a hazy,
So we can see it, right?
we went with Citra and Simcoe. So
Yep.
that's going to be
Yep. And
huge.
we ended
And
up
we
with
got Belma in there as a base as well.
Yeah, Belma it ended up super fun, especially on the front end mid fermentation, as we were sort of doing sensory analysis tests on it as it went. It smelled straight up like orange marmalade.
God, it's amazing.
It smelled like jam. I mean, there was a tiny, like a touch of candy sweetness in the nose. I always instantly, my mind went
smells
to
very sweet.
the orange Tootsie Pops.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's that very bright sugar, but it's super clean. It's really soft on the palate. I dig it. a
God,
lot.
that's amazing. Well, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's really good.
Yeah, I guess we can.
Oh, yum. Yeah.
Oh God, that's fantastic. It's good.
IPA that does not taste like an IPA.
No, it's pretty mild. We one thing that we did with this one, Alex, our assistant brewer who was on last time, had played a little bit with the pH on this one to
Oh, did he really? Yeah, very
soften
cool.
the water a little bit, so that the acidity from the hops was really the only sharpness that we were getting. We weren't getting any. It wasn't sitting too light. You just got that nice little bitter finish that sat on the tongue, totally apart. Didn't get washed away.
Amazing. So how many cans do we have with
We
this?
have
think of mine.
enough back there.
You say we have enough. I
Brand.
don't know if that's the truth.
Well, should we
Yeah, mine's gone.
Mine's yeah.
let the chat know about Thursday and
Yes. So we got a lot of cool things planned. Thursday, this will be available at Two Beers Brewing. I know Jerry and myself are going to be down there starting around 6 o'clock. So if you guys want to, 6 a.m. Yeah, seriously. That might actually license to Quill. Awesome GM Rocky.
I saw floating in there somewhere. I think it was one of the beers you named, but Acquisition Inc. INK.
Yeah.
Beer disclaimer.
Yeah, that was the one we did. I think for Amy for
Yeah.
Walnut.
Oh, right.
But yeah, if you guys can make it down, if you're local and you want to get some, come down, and it's going to be on tap too.
Yes.
I think on tap and in cans. Or?
Yes, it will be on tap down at the tap room. It will be in cans to take away, and then we have a list that we sent over of all the different places in Seattle, all your friendly local neighborhood bottle shops
So cool.
that will be stocking this product. We're going to try to hang on to a little bit of it, enough so that when people come into town for PAX, it's not all gone. We anticipate that it's going to go pretty fast. Most of these releases that we do typically have a lifespan of about 2 weeks.
Cool.
So this one might go pretty quick. And then we are doing, guaranteed there will be one last chance to get it, will be the Monday right after the Omegathon finishes up, on the Monday of PAX. There's a Acquisitions Intoxicated meetup that
Clues is putting together.
Clues
Yep.
and all the wonderful folks at New Belgium and then us at Two Beers are putting together. We got some space reserved, and we're going to make sure that
Cool.
we have it on draft and hopefully in cans as well.
Do you know where's the space? Do we know yet?
We have the rooftop at Frolic downtown.
That's
so
awesome.
we're going to have a rooftop view of downtown Seattle. It's going to be pretty great.
So there are. This is probably going to be one of the fun things I'm saying we should be all doing at
There we go.
PAX.
Somebody's asking
Thank
if
you, Nightbot.
you can, if y'all ship.
we cannot.
Legally, right?
It's a big rabbit hole about
Okay.
shipping alcohol.
Never mind.
Yeah,
The answer is no.
we are not able to ship
For
it.
now.
Doesn't really matter why.
You can ship wine, which cider qualifies as wine.
Yeah.
We've sort of been figuring out what the licensure looks like for that, but right now you cannot ship beer. Sorry. Yeah, New Belgium. Shipping beer is hard and expensive and legally questionable. That is about as succinct as you can put it.
Talk to your distributors.
Yeah.
Yell at them and tell them to get it.
Yeah.
You want to invite other PAers to come?
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody from PA that's watching, get on in here and get this delicious brew.
Take a can for your desk.
Could you open
Let me
another
see it.
can of that, Jeff?
Yeah, okay.
Look, I can pass more around.
Can I get this?
Yeah, totally.
What do you look?
That sort of candied orange.
It's so
like,
fantastic.
Old Nana.
Yeah, like orange
I haven't really
marmalade.
drank Pilsner in a can.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We've got other stuff.
You guys, among a bunch of other people, helped this happen. Last time when we were on talking about what beer to make,
Yeah, totally.
we had talked about how the one thing our staff wanted to drink was just a light lager in a can.
Yeah.
And we kept saying, you just want to put our Czech Pilsner, our Pilsner in a can. And finally,
It's happened.
our
The
boss
dream has
hey,
been realized.
It is literally called Pilsner in a can.
So what happened to push him over the edge? That he said, "Fine, fuck it, I'm going to do this. You guys have free reign."
I think it was a combination of...
You can say it. It was us. You can just say it. It was us.
Yeah, there was actually bringing it up here and seeing the amount of response that happened, like that just got echoed over and over and over. And this was one of those situations where like we brought it up on the show and everyone was like, "Yes, we want that."
Yeah.
And
But you said a lot of the guys, or people at the brewery was like, "Oh, we want this
yes,
done." Right?
we wanted this for staff. We didn't want to sell it. We just wanted
wanted
this
to
in the
bring it
cooler
around.
for us to take home.
That's great.
But it was a combination of getting enough public support, and then
Should we start?
there were a couple different catering companies that were like, "Do you have like a Pilsner in a can?" I'm like,
Really. And you know what? Great name.
yeah, exactly. Funny you should mention.
That's so cool.
So
Are you happy
it's there.
Fantastic. Well, why don't we give the Jeff? You're already walking away, and we need you.
I think we can start, yeah.
Passing out beer!
You're fired.
We're gonna start the
Passing out
poll
beer!
We're starting a poll.
What are we pulling?
Pulling
Pilsners?
the
for
name.
the
Prestige.
AI design studio name.
The drawn.
Yeah, let's do some pilsners in a can.
I already drank one.
We took chat suggestions, and then Dave and I came up with a couple.
Brando Mancy Incorporated.
Nice.
I do love the idea that as like a corporate adventuring firm, you're gonna have like
Yeah.
your brand guide.
Shitty
No, that's gonna be like you can literally kill people if they violate the brand guide.
That's good. Get the lawyers on you.
Yeah, right.
Wow, the color on this is
I don't have enough
fantastic.
Yeah.
cups to keep doing this, so.
What am I
Okay,
judging?
What is this?
this is our
Pilsner
Pilsner.
in a can.
This is
That's
Pilsner.
fine. That's the same thing as that's the IPA.
Here, go for it.
It's not the IPA. It's very light. Do we need another one down there?
No, we
Yeah.
can just pass a can.
You know, I don't think we're not running out of cans anytime soon. You know.
What did you ruin?
Elliot?
So where are we at with the? Oh,
Lorem
wow, Lorem Tipsum is.
Lord, this
Well, that themes all of our.
That means we only make
Yeah, we
beer
only make
things, I
beer
guess.
labels. And or cider.
Or that we're just drunk.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that works too.
I'm not mad about it. And you have a Lorem Ipsum tattoo, so
I
it's
do have a
clearly
Lorem
meaning.
Ipsum tattoo.
Do you?
That is really
That's right.
funny.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Asked and answered.
The only thing that would be better is over the top of that, it was just ghosted FPO.
That'd be very good.
God, yeah, Lorem's running away with this one.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy with that. I think Jerry might be happy.
Yeah, that's
As
that's
resident.
just enough of an inside joke that
In Old English, like on the board.
Yeah,
God,
same font.
we could have called it spec work.
Yeah, right? Steven, thanks for the sub.
Or
People
exposure.
Get that one. Oh my god. Yeah.
Spectre work.
All right, get your votes
Or
in,
just call it
guys. We'll
exposure.
give it
We work
another
for
minute.
exposure.
Yeah, yeah. Decent exposure.
You know, I thought the Prestige would have really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a good opening name, but
Prestige.
It's too serious.
Yeah.
it's very. It'd be Jim Darkmagic's design firm.
Yeah. Oh,
That's where we're going.
100%. That's. Which it's just Jim Dark Magic. It's there's no one actually employed by the company.
Yeah.
It's a shadow corporation.
A shadow branding agency.
It's for tax
Yeah,
reasons.
it's
not
just
like-
a, it's just a, it's
He
a
gives
scheme.
to charity with it.
Yeah.
It's for laundering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's all about money laundering.
Incredible.
Whoa.
Oh, and it went away. So, in addition to Pilsner,
Yeah. Well, yeah, what else?
I was going to say, so a callback to the very, very first time Two Beers came out here was because we were making our
That's
fresh
Pilsner. It's
IPA.
great. And it's not even in a can yet anymore.
Yeah. We brought some of our fresh hop,
Oh, excellent.
which
there's a passing stand.
this is the fresh hop that we do every year where we pick the hops. Which shoot, I forgot to bring out the hops for you guys. I'll drop them off at some point.
I'm going to pour some.
What?
I only want like this much.
Yeah. Can you pour
Hoppy
give,
Stuff
give
is
some
not my
cups. We
vibe,
got like
but I would
90
like
of
to
them.
taste
I don't
it.
know if we have enough. Look, there's a lot to drink here.
You got any ciders?
We do.
We do.
Maybe.
Asking for the future.
Future reference.
You know, I wore my like skeleton drinking shirt
Oh, yeah.
today, and my
Nice.
skeleton drinking hat
Nice.
to like
To roll
Always
the
be
phone.
branding.
on brand with the can design.
Or my
there's-
drinking skeleton inside of me. Where it often rests.
Need more
Most of
over
the
there?
time. Ellie, do you have one or?
I think this
No, we
is
can
the
use
set.
our same.
Yeah, that'll.
All right. Do we need more down there?
No, we're good.
I think we're
All
good.
right.
So this is the fresh hop.
Cups of
What hops was it?
So these are Centennials.
Fantastic.
Every year we use Centennial hops because they are the first hops to ripen
Taste
up.
that.
Captain Hops.
Similar to a lot of other crops, there depending on the quality of the hop and the composition of the hop, they will respond differently to heat.
Okay.
So Centennials can get
Lock it
sunburned
in.
very easily. They're very, very responsive to sun. So the moment it really starts getting warm, they're going to ripen up really, really quickly.
Very cool.
These ones came
That's
through
fantastic.
nice and a little bit of grapefruit peel.
Yeah.
Nice and tea-like. I get a little bit of watermelon rind off of it. But they are, it's like oolong, watermelon, and grapefruit rind.
So everything that tastes fantastic
yeah.
is what you're saying is
Yeah.
in this glass.
It's real good. And
Yeah.
this was that yours or mine?
That's a really high IBU. For me.
It's
It's good.
we
Petition
It's
to
more.
rename.
It's more hoppy than I normally drink.
well, and especially jumping off the Pilsner, you're really going to notice that swing.
Fantastic. Yeah.
This was another one where this year we played around with water chemistry a little bit
Yeah.
to give the hops so that it all wasn't arriving at once. They had a little bit longer of a platform to sit and develop across the palate.
Just
Yeah, because I mean it's hoppier than I normally drink, but it's not. I don't get the bitter.
I think those are also.
It's not fighting you.
craziness. No, it's not. It's really good.
Yeah, this is absolutely stunning. So what do we have for the ciders?
I will let Scott and Elliot handle it.
We brought 3
kind of esoteric ciders that we developed. We're
That's a
having
fantastic. I love that you use the term esoteric to describe the ciders.
we're having our 6th anniversary. We're celebrating our 6th anniversary this upcoming Saturday. Having a party, a beach party at the
What?
Woods.
That's great.
What do you want to pour for us?
Let's.
They can hear our dumb talk.
Just trying to
Yeah,
keep
that
it
might
down.
actually work well after the fresh hop. This is so we've been playing around with different types of teas to kind of mimic bitterness of apples.
Very cool.
Oh, it did.
And so we did a tea series this year. I think we're currently on our 10th. Elliot just did a watermelon matcha a couple weeks ago.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
It's gross.
But this was, I think, our 7th iteration of playing with tea, and so it's a mix of green tea and jasmine with some lime peel. So super refreshing.
Yeah.
With a little bit of bitterness in there.
All right. I think it's.
Here you go, gentlemen.
Oh no. What's this?
This is jasmine lime
So
cider.
it's green tea,
love
jasmine,
that.
and then a little bit of lime peel.
Can you give me another one there?
Yeah, you need one here.
I like the part where it doesn't taste like beer.
I love that aspect
Wow.
of it. It's
one
really
of my
solid.
favorite parts about it.
When that it just
delicious.
isn't beer.
I like that, yeah. The not beerness is fantastic.
Wow.
And it's gone.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, you're
It's gonna catch up with me.
I haven't eaten.
That is amazing.
Yeah. We started drinking at 9 with the canning run, so catch up.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Dan,
I don't get any of the tea on this, and I don't usually like the flavor of tea. This is really good.
No,
yeah,
that's
it's
good.
mostly in the mouthfeel. You
maybe
get a
just
little
good
bit
kind.
of that breadth of the green tea.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
Yep, that's
Dan
good.
likened it to like eating a Smarties candy. Like it just kind
That's
of
a really good way to put it.
You want to do it?
That is exactly what I'm getting on it.
All right, we're starting a poll to rename hops because we think it's whack.
Bun, the big yucks. Your good kind beer bud skips.
Yeah, Good Kind Beer Buds, pretty solid.
Yeah, I love it.
But it doesn't roll off the tongue, hopefully, as well.
No.
I like the idea of every beer having to be described as your good kind beer buddy.
Yeah.
If it's like hoppy.
But I feel like this, like when I read this, I just read it in Tom Haverford's voice. It's like, yo, we got the jumps, the skips,
Get the chips,
bun
skips, bun buns,
big yucks, and you good boy kind beer buds.
Yup.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, those yucks and buds.
all those yucks
Duking
and
it
buds.
out.
Is this dry jumped?
Good.
Ah, that's great.
I don't think I like the term wet skip though.
Oh, yeah,
Wet bun buns?
yeah, wet bun buns. Your wet big yucks.
Are the
Some
bun
big
buns
wet
right?
yuck in that
Are
beer.
these bun buns good for harvest?
Oh boy.
It's true.
A whole lot of gift subs. Shouts out.
Some big sticky yuck.
Them yucks. All right, so what do we got next for the next cider? on the-
Cider?
You what's
Yeah, well,
Yeah, finish that poll. Well,
You got it.
50% of
Lauren tips him one, by the
that's
way.
good kind
He
beer
did?
buds.
Yes.
Very cool.
That's the official name of our design studio.
So I think
large.
you're gonna have to just modify one letter on that.
Yeah, let's get the Sharpie out.
Yeah.
so this is a
Whoa.
barrel. It's a barrel-aged version of our year-round berry rosé.
Very cool. So what kind of barrels do you use when you?
It changes every year, but they're usually recycled from our harvest series. So it's stuff that we put our higher-end products in, like Gravenstein apples or wine saps. We'll reuse those. So this is the 3rd year we're making this.
Yeah.
So these are actually Morved barrels.
It's a
Very
clean
cool.
50. It's such a
but-
good
never
flavor.
seen so many,
Yeah,
so many cups on this bar before.
All right, so hops are now called your good kind beer buds forever and ever and amen.
I love it.
I have to rename that can.
Legally, you
good,
can't.
you're good.
Legally, you can't say hops anymore.
So this is basically
That's the law.
a completely dry version of berry rosé that we put in a barrel
Ooh, I like
for
that.
about 9 months. So
Yeah.
it has all the big
gonna
fruity,
break it.
jammy notes of the berry rosé,
Yeah.
but completely dry with a little barrel
I like
character.
that. I love a dry cider.
For all you beer,
Wow, I need like kegs of that. That
Yeah.
is
I could
fantastic.
drink way more
For all
than
the-
the regular
all the
berry
beer
rosé.
lovers.
One of my favorites, anyway.
There's
I
a
love that.
festival of barrel-aged beers in Chicago every year.
Yeah.
So, and they actually only have one category in this one. It's silver.
So good.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That's God. This is the nose on this is fantastic.
So that's one of the fun things about the ciders that we make is
Yeah.
that we talked about this a little bit last time that we
mostly modern cider, which is done with
Yes.
apples that you'd buy to eat, Granny Smith and Fuji and Gala. And so, like with the tea for the jasmine and lime, and then with the barrels for this, finding a way to supplement either acid or aroma or
the
tannin or structure with different either maturation process or extra ingredients, we're able to have a little bit of fun with this. So you're able to get a much more balanced cider by pulling a little tannin out of these wine barrels.
Very cool.
So yeah, this is going to drink really, really nuanced, really balanced.
So you mentioned, so this is a modern cider with, new apples. What would a traditional, how would you do it unmodern, traditional or old style?
Traditional apples just have like higher tannin content.
Yeah.
So there's like bitter sweets, bitter sharps. They just the sugar content's a little different. They bring in more complexity than like Granny Smiths or.
Oh, okay, super cool.
And they tend to
Basically
be,
just higher acid, higher tannin.
and not fruit that you would ever want to eat.
Right. Okay.
That they are
redhead.
typically so bitter that they're inedible. But there's enough sugar in there that when you press them, you get something a bit more complex out of it.
Fantastic.
So
And the last one we brought is spice peach. So all that color is coming from peach.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And this is going to be our new fall seasonal. We just canned this for the first time last week, I think.
That looks
I was
gorgeous.
creating a poll and not paying attention. What is this again?
so this is our spiced peach, which we do with peach and cardamom.
I'm super into that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, the color is really beautiful.
Whoa, the smell is fantastic.
Yeah, it drinks like a peach cobbler.
And let me do a little
Peach cob down the gob.
rosé one as well.
That's it. That's the new name.
Peach cob.
What I love about all of the ciders that you all make is that they are like drier than, like the baseline is always drier than any of the other flavored ciders, like any of the fruit ciders that I've had. And like I'm not a person that likes sweet stuff, but I love that like flavor and don't want to be like restricted to just drinking apple cider.
Yeah, the sweetest cider we make is what a lot of people call dry.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
What is the sweetest cider you make?
Semi-sweet.
Yeah.
It's 2.6 bricks, and that's as high
What's
as.
the basil mint?
It's 1.8, so it's about like 2/3 of that. But even that, there's.
That's probably the sweetest one that I think I usually
maple
drink.
Yeah.
Oak maple is 2.6, but we also get
sweet.
tannin off of the oak, and so even though you're getting sweetness, that's introducing a little bitterness to balance it out. So it will. To me, the oak maple starts tasting sweeter than the semi-sweet, but finishes drier.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yummy. You guys want more?
Yeah, that one I'm gonna ask for a number.
Yeah, that one I'm taking a
Pass me glass
second.
down.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
He's blessed.
This is the peach.
That's our
Yeah.
fall winter seasonal.
Yeah,
Yep.
that will. Right now, we have our pineapple agave. that
Excuse me,
we're-
what?
Which is very, very good.
There's
very good.
there's some of it out there.
not for long.
That was supposed to just be for the staff, but
It's
I,
very good.
That's going away.
and so the spiced peach is gonna.
I love
We
that.
do one more.
Could
Let's
be
do
pineapple
something,
anything.
Cardi
truly
P!
horrifying.
Yeah, Cardi P.
What is it?
Sladen.
Okay, no, you're right.
That's Andrew. Yeah.
Yeah, so the spiced peach, we have a joke in the cidery that we just call it Cardi P.
Nice.
What was the other one? There was another.
Orange bergamot.
Oh yeah, orange burger. Yeah, Burgalicious.
Burgalicious. Yeah, it's
Good.
We have a thing called
When is
word
it
jail
start
here.
When is it pumpkin time?
We're there. Pumpkin time.
It's right now.
Yeah. It's sorry, but it's here.
With resignation.
It's real here right now.
The new poll is where is Jerry?
I happen to like the skull
So we've got, you
fire.
can't see from here, we've got
Skullfire
cowboy
scorpion?
cactus horse,
Uh-huh.
mermaid man, which apparently rendered as a mermaid and a male icon, wave and squid.
Kraken?
Yeah, kraken. Skull, fire, scorpion, and then
yeah.
just 666.
Lots of few.
Just a lot of vomit.
Nice.
Just some big yuck.
So before we get into anything else,
Are you guys brewing now?
yes, we are brewing. So what we created an oatmeal stout over the past 2 weeks with the chat.
Is he in the desert of the ocean?
I'm out.
You're not going to stay before and chat.
Stumble back to
We
your
poured everything.
You feel? I feel like you don't think we're gonna pour
I gotta
more.
go take a nap.
Is Jeff feeling it? Is the next
Have a cup of coffee.
I started a Pilsner while we were.
He couldn't wait for the camera to start.
Damn, we actually have an upset going to the desert.
I'll take over pouring duties.
That'll
Or
work.
You
hell.
want to keep?
Yeah, hell where the fire scorpions are.
Okay, so we did an oatmeal stout.
Glass ones over here too.
If anybody would like to put their maw inside of this and smell these grains.
Yes, please.
So everybody knows I love Maris Otter, but the chat voted for that as the primary base.
As the base malt?
Yeah, so Maris Otter and Pale. So it was a mix of those two, and then we put some roasted barley and some malted oats inside of there.
The one we made.
I just want to eat it.
I know.
I just want
I
to.
really just want to eat
You
that.
opened the bag, and I
that's
think we're all now
alright.
vaping it. I did
Yeah.
see a cloud. Hopefully.
It's your boy.
That's okay. We're doing cider today. We're doing vape beer next.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I want like where you crack the apple, right?
I don't get that rep.
That was another Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec.
I can see Jerry going to the desert. He does hate the sun, though.
I know, that's kind of, well, he's in the ocean.
Yeah.
The rays can't penetrate where he is. He's beneath.
So who wants to vape those grains?
I currently am.
So what are we making here?
This is an oatmeal stout.
It's a breakfast beer.
Breakfast beer, essentially.
I think we proved conclusively that all beer is breakfast
So it
beer.
tastes like cold pizza.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, holy shit! You're right.
Yeah. A bagel that's a week too old, but
This works.
It's
Yeah,
good.
some,
you get to
some
the chewy
Trader,
center.
some
You
Trader
had the
Joe's
bag
olives I
twisted
found
tight.
in the cabinet.
Trader Joe's olives. Very good.
Baby Bell cheese and a V8. It's
Breakfast
that's brekkie for
champion.
me.
It's not a lie at all.
So now we're going
A
to
little
get some hops. So you guys chose
Well,
Cascade.
some good kind beer
yeah,
buddies.
what is it?
What is it?
Good time.
Some, isn't it some good kind beer
Some
buds?
good
Good beer.
beer
Good kind
buds.
beer.
Some very good beer buds.
Beer buds.
Yeah.
That's a fucking tongue twister.
VGBBs.
Good kind beer
The
buds.
Gibbidip. So the Gibbidips are
In the desert with the motorcycle.
Cascade and Galena. This is going to be black currant.
close.
It's going to give some spice flavors. We're going to, citrus, grapefruit. We're really going for. The reason we made this beer was as a
Called it.
fruit pie,
The
or
waves.
fruit cake. Excuse me, not fruit pie, fruit cake. For the Shadow Council, when they visit up in Tribor, they are going to get this as a way to sustain themselves for the long adventures ahead. So we did a fruit oatmeal
What's
stout.
the
Interesting.
ABV on that Diet Coke, do you think?
That is high test. This is vintage 1998 Diet Coke.
Really? So fermented for
Yeah,
decades.
It's an,
Yeah.
it's an aged Coke.
aged Coke.
You need to scrape the top off.
Yeah. It's a thick Coke.
It's
a-
consistency.
It's
of
chewy
like,
Coke.
consistency of Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a taffy at this point.
Just have to tear the can open.
Yeah, you get some
You
cinnamon
don't
out.
drink it. You just put a little dip in.
Yeah, yeah.
So you want
It's like you
to
can't actually
smell
crack
those
the top,
yummy,
like it has so much.
good kind friend buds?
And now is her name Galena?
Could be.
Her name is
Galena.
Cascade. She
Oh,
goes
her
by,
name's Cascade. Is
she
that
goes by
man's name
Cassie.
Galena? It does.
So those are those dank buds.
Yeah.
This smells like
Oddly enough, related in the cannabis.
Berry buddies.
Is that what you hate?
this smells like smoking weed out of a grapefruit.
None of these things are relevant.
You want to put
That's on the internet.
a
now.
third of an ounce in there? There it is.
I'm a,
Yeah, all job interviews.
Done.
that's it.
Never
Can't
get
run for president.
another job. You want to put a third of an ounce in that puppy?
Third of an ounce?
Nice.
Yes, please.
Give them ounces.
Oh. Oh no, that's
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
yeah. I was like,
Keep dropping
dropping them, hopping.
them good kind, time kind, yum buds.
I appreciate you leaning in.
Yep, that's it. On the nose. Oh no,
That's fine.
get out.
Legit question.
No, get back.
All right.
Is it CK?
So throw it into that.
Into this.
I think it's just.
That's the first edition. Okay. And Galena,
Elliot, the honors.
Christina Galena, gonna be black currant, citrus, and give us a little bit of spice. About another third of an ounce.
Grape. Do you want to be basic?
Did you know that you were inviting this into the stream?
Actually.
Yes,
We really
great.
did. Yeah.
Boosh! Right on there. There we go.
Love it. They don't know.
Professionals.
Yeah. It's close enough. That's really the So, Dan, you want to have the honors, or Scott want to take the honors of putting this puppy in the Pico?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, these are big shoes.
All right,
to
so
fill.
no, I gotta.
Listen, just so you know,
Should we-
Jerry's on a
should we-
streak right now.
Yeah.
He has gotten it every time with the new Pico Z.
The Z has been a little bit kinder to him.
So, I mean, you gotta, if you want to risk it and uphold the streak, it's your...
Gotta risk it to get
Elliot?
the biscuit.
Oh, wait.
Rochambeau.
We're not.
All right.
I just like the idea of
Huh? It's you.
All right.
All right,
So
it's
it's over there. They built it right into
question mark.
the bar.
Lowercase.
Group ballad.
So, like this end going.
Gosu, yep. Gosu, can you
It's-
show them how to
It's
throw that
weird
in? It's
this
actually
is
other way
the
around.
same as the like newer. But you still didn't get it. There you go.
You kind of bring it at a downward angle a little bit, and you.
All right.
Hey, whoa! I said, show. I said, how do you take the fruit, get it out, actually in there? But
No protest.
there's no fucking help here. This is a fucking Thunderdome.
What
God
would
damn
a
it!
Jim Dark Magic vape?
Yeah.
I like. Where's the A come from?
Chewy Ranch. What is Chewy Ranch?
Chewy Ranch is a deep cut. It's a penny
You do it in
arcade
one shot?
deep cut. Oh,
Kept-
Chewy Ranch been
Elliot
in a
kept the
comic?
streak alive.
Hold on.
You were overshot by Chewy Ranch. I'm so sorry.
You did great.
First try.
So Jerry's just.
Turn it on. It's it should be one for the road. If you want to get in on that. First try.
Incredible. Well done.
Didn't mean to take any fire away with
Chewy Ranch.
Our dum pull.
What do you Jim Dark Magic vape?
So Chewy Ranch is. I don't even know if it's ever been in a comic, but
I don't think so.
at one point in the old office, Jerry discovered a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos that were like at least a year past their expiration date and open in the back of a cabinet, and decided he was going to eat them. And it did not make any crunch at all when he bit into it. And I believe it was Michael that asked him what they tasted like, and he said it was Chewy Ranch. So that is, it's Jerry eating old chips. He's like, whenever I think of, so when I moved here, I like was looking for different like restaurant recommendations and stuff like that to see what people were into.
Does anybody got Chewy Ranch?
Right. Well, and so I had asked Kiko if there were good seafood restaurants because it's Seattle, and Kiko told me Red Lobster, and that was not a bit. Kiko's just like not. He's not a food guy, but yeah, he did 100% non-ironically suggest Red Lobster, and so then I went and asked someone else.
Yeah.
And then had to learn that all of Jerry's recommendations are a coin flip. Because he has a lot of great tastes and knows about some really good stuff, and then also will eat trash. So, like, literally trash. So you're really just like, oh man.
You're really flipping that die.
Yeah,
rolling the
you're
dice
really
of life
rolling the
with that
dice on that one. There's no way to know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You might get Chewy Ranch, or you might get like a really delicious 5-star meal.
Although, like Doritos with like making chilaquiles with Doritos might not be a bad call.
It's true.
Oh yeah.
Chewy Ranch is one of my
That's on top of
favorite,
a
just
late
like
night menu.
weird penny
Right
arcade
there.
metas that I will never let go of. We calling it with actual dove?
This is a bit back, but Nibbon Pa homebrew, always rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Always.
Always shoot.
You always got to shoot. None of this rock, paper, go.
How did that come up?
Here's a question.
It's a good question,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that we could give a
they're-
definitive answer.
There are psychopaths that exist in the world who go on 3 instead of
You
on
know what?
shoot.
They're ill and they need assistance.
So let's break in. Let's break into making this cider. Scott, I'm going to let you kind of take the controls on this one, you and Elliot, and really guide us through with Gabe and Davin and Gabe.
Yeah, Gabadav.
Gabadav. Dave and Gav, and the chat, and really craft this recipe.
Yeah, totally.
So we had talked a little bit about how you kind of wanted to start the polls and how you wanted to do everything. So
Yeah, for us, we make cider year round, so we only have access to certain apples, which is a high acid blend out of the Yakima Valley. So that's kind of our starting point. That's
Okay.
where we say go. In other parts of the country, there's other apples like we were talking about, higher acid, higher tannin. You basically have to grow your own apples if you want to work with anything other than what's available in the packing house year round. So that's kind of the base. So like, I think the first question is like, do you want to make just a like only apples, or do you want to make something with adjuncts?
I love junk.
Bring that junk.
One of my
Junk cider.
favorite type of cider is like any spicy cider. Like I really like y'all did the triple pepper, right?
Yeah.
I do love that one. It's got that real good bell pepper flavor. It's got a little bit of spice to it. I love like any kind. Like I'm not normally a spicy food person, but like in a cider, it's always been like mild enough that it's like super good.
Right.
What's your cider vibe?
I like the non-standard fruits, so the pineapple really got me going.
God, that pineapple agave
and
is so
the
good.
pumpkin obviously is a basic problem that I have with myself, but it's so good. I do love it.
We will never quit it.
Good.
It's too good.
It's very positive. It's
Cool.
My life.
So we want to say, I guess that kind of solves one problem. Well, you guys pick that and say it's going to be like an adjunct style.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, let's get weird.
Do some
weird with it?
fermentation. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I guess the next thing we talk about is where we want to start with the ABV on this.
Yeah, absolutely. So apples, they're very similar to wine, where they have a Brix level, which is sugar content, which is going to decide your final finishing ABV. So unlike beer, cider goes completely dry every single time using a wine yeast. So the apples that we have access to year-round will typically land right around like 6.97%
Nice.
finishing volume. But you can add other things to make it higher. You can chaptalize with other sugars, maple syrup, molasses, agave.
Okay.
Honey,
Or you can dilute it also if you're like looking for
a crusher cider.
yeah, exactly.
I know the basil mint
Crispy
is
boy.
6.9 because it is the one that I drink very much a lot of.
Okay, so let's talk about it this way. So let's give them 3 choices for ABV, right?
Yeah.
And for you guys, how is that going to relate to your design studio?
Yeah.
When you're in the studio, what does the low ABV look like? Why would you be drinking that? What is the middle, and what is the high?
The brand name of Lorem Tipsum, I think it has to be Tipsy in 1.
I like to think because it's not that we design beer labels, it's just that there's always just a low buzz
Yeah.
while working.
So you're gonna be, Dave, you're gonna want to be writing these down into the poll.
Some Ernest Hemingway shit. Like,
I am a person who like has a very, very hard time getting drunk in any capacity.
It's oddly true.
Can't remember the last time. Dave can attest. I drank all weekend and did not at any point
is that a dare?
get drunk. No, it's just like it's just a thing about me that is
Pass the
weird.
growlers over here.
Not a dare to me.
Which is why I like the high ABV ones because it increases my chances.
So,
What is cold option number 1 then?
so it's gonna be ABV. So name it whatever you want for ABVs.
So ABV.
The Abaviva, you know, whatever you wanna.
Assisted beverage viscosity is, I think,
There you
what
go.
that stands for. If you want to fill that out, yeah.
Let me just get that.
It's
Oh,
the,
I guess we're going
it's the assisted beverage viscosity.
So then we're going to pick a low ABV and why it's important, why it would be at your studio, or how it would relate in any way to the studio, or what you're doing,
What is this?
anything like
This is
that.
the red wine barrel aged berry.
What am I doing with it?
Drinking it.
You can drink it.
Right out of this?
Just bum jug it if you want, or
Are other people drinking it? Listen, I don't care about germs.
you
but
said you
other
don't
people
get
might.
drunk, so I just brought the
Oh, I
growlers
see.
over.
I see what's happening. It's very cool. I've never seen a growler like this.
It's a little tiny.
I like it.
So what would we want to go with for a low ABV? What would be the kind of
I saw a
range for
picture
them
of
to
this.
choose from?
That's like the classic.
The moonshine move.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Like this?
There you go.
That's when you get the gallon.
Found that like
Rest it on
any
the
lower
shoulder.
than 3.5.
Oh, on the shoulder.
And then
People, there's no
so you
longer
just
a
hold it
value add.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then where are we at with mid?
So I would say like probably like 4.5, 5 would be low.
Okay.
That's like a pretty crushable cider for a lot of people. Mid would be your just basic standard 6.9.
So we're gonna do
Okay.
low.
So probably like 4.5 or 5,
Yep.
and then like 7, and then high would be, I mean, up to you guys.
Yeah, and in that
have-
poll, think about what are the ideas of why each one would be in the studio,
We have
or relative to the studio.
at our anniversary party, we have a single varietal. It's the Golden Russet.
You didn't put white in the studio.
The harvest made the apples pretty small, so the
delete
concentration
them.
of sugar in the fruit is crazy.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So without
Well, we know
capitalizing
that
any extra sugar, it's like
One of them is
12%.
the wheat number.
It's gonna kick your teeth right in.
Excuse me?
Yeah, we thought about
Right,
keeping
right,
it still.
Yeah.
It drinks very similar to a bourbon. It's just like
That's
the alcohol,
rad.
the fusel alcohol is off the charts.
Yeah.
No.
but the slight carbonation opens it up a little bit.
Very cool.
Oh, you're not. Well, I think we should start
But
there.
still very dangerous.
Yeah. Still going to light you on
When you're
fire.
used to drinking pints at a
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Fire and ice.
I do like the idea of like a low alcohol cider that's just what is in the water cooler.
Yeah, right. You just slowly sip it throughout the day.
You don't drink water. That's just the only hydration available.
Well, yeah, like is the high ABV like the crunch time beer, right? Or
That's when you have to pivot to an altered state to hit a deadline.
yeah.
You just vanish into yourself.
And then I guess 8 for ascending.
You did this.
The D.
That's great. It's wonderful.
8 SCENDING.
Well, that's ascension.
Oh, well, then I don't know how to spell that.
I mean, that's a form.
Give it.
I'm gonna
and
do
let's
it.
see if it does you. Did you autocorrect? No.
They want to see the tiny growler.
All right. So, our, yeah. All right.
Got
Yeah.
it. Ready.
There you
All
go.
right. So this is
New
our
bowl.
assisted beverage viscosity.
So you went so
Yeah.
420. Yeah.
The sex.
We're all familiar with
Yeah,
it.
you all know.
We're all familiar.
So
Well, some of us.
you're drinking the 420 at the studio when it's sexy time.
Yeah.
The 69 when it's time to get creative.
Yeah.
And
8 is when you're
8%
just like, you gotta get it done.
Get your shit
yeah.
together.
You've
Yeah.
become a beam of light
That is a 4-hour.
that now creates work.
4-hour
Sublimated into energy.
Exactly.
So take it away, chat, with your voting. Sexy time is 420. Creative time is 69.
Yeah.
And get your shit done is the 8%.
I'll be upset if it's not 6.9.
Ango had asked me where to get not Red Lobster seafood in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
I would say Seatown is really good. And even if you just want to like grab a salmon sandwich, you go to like Rub with Love has like such good salmon sandwiches. I'm like a big fan of the Tom Douglas stuff. He does some good things with salmon. He's like one of our local restaurateurs. He's like Seattle's Bobby Flay.
That's what's on his business card.
Seattle's Bobby Flay.
That's very good. I have some questions from the chat. You mind if I launch those?
Oh, yeah. And also, you guys got to figure out what you are going to sing to the grains. BT dubs.
Oh, wait, to sing to him.
Yep.
Well,
Everybody's
it
got to
probably
sing.
has to be Sugar Ray. You know,
Well, it depends on what our.
I was going with Weezer.
I mean, listen, Dave. There's one song that I do sing every day in the
Is
office.
it the Vanga?
It is the Vanga Buff.
Okay.
Fuck
I guess
yeah.
It would probably just be the Vanga.
All right. Chat, you know,
Whoops,
whenever you
69.
want to hit sing time.
Well,
And
we're
we're
going to
locked in with the
the
weed
weed
number.
number.
Yeah.
But why didn't you wait until it was 6.9%?
Shit,
growth?
really.
Damn it.
Fuck up, Dave.
Unbelievable.
Can we redo this one?
Unbelievable. It sucks that this is the way that you find out that you're fired.
69.
Yeah, I mean,
Please don't do that. None of these are actually being logged.
Yeah, always be branding.
All right, so
ABV always be
question
branding.
is, what is the expected
Always be
drinking?
branding.
What is the expected drinking date for one for the road? I fancy breaking you another cake without almonds this time so that you can try them as a set. P.S. How do you spell Grella's surname?
that's a good question. I'll have to look at the notes. And I'll
That's a Jerry question.
no, I got it. I got it in our notes. I'll get it for you next show.
Do you have drinking date? And
It'll be about 5 weeks from
Dave.
now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really. I don't know.
Calm down.
5 weeks.
Can you sing Same Love and see if Gav tears up?
You know what? The first time I ever heard that song, I did tear up, and did not know I was gay yet. True story. True story.
Dan, is there anything wicked unique at the brewery that'll be around during PAX?
Oh man. So Fresh Up is that is our we have it for this brief window, and then it's gone, and there's no other chance that you could ever get it any other time in the year because we have to make it during hop harvest. There's that one.
Except for the time I drank it till January.
It wasn't good then. Don't do that. We have a kettle soured blueberry IPA called Summer Camp.
Damn.
That's real good. right now. We are doing a collaboration. It's not super unique, but it's super rad. We're collaborating with the Sea Dock Society, which takes care of, does research into marine wildlife in the CLSC, which is sort of the greater Puget Sound part of the Pacific.
Yep.
And so we have an IPA on called Southern Resident Killer Whale, which we do with Chinook hops, because for the Southern Resident Killer Whales, they're like 80% of their diet is Chinook salmon. So we're donating money from that to help them out. I will put that on blast always because it puts money toward a rad organization.
Very cool.
They're salmon safe hops.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
super
are
awesome.
salmon
Very
safe
cool.
Chinook hops.
That's awesome.
We, in terms of cider, the cider team is always, like Scott said, we're doing this tea series. Elliot,
Strawberry guava.
yeah, strawberry.
What?
Yeah,
Good God, that sounds
I
amazing.
sampled that one.
Yeah, seriously.
yeah. So this is sort of a fun tradition, is that when you've been a cider maker for a year, you just get to go nuts and make whatever cider you want. Elliot's,
so cool.
This was the 1 year when you being the lead cider maker, right? 1 year of Elliot being our lead cider maker, he did the strawberry guava, and it's like the only thing I drink right now.
Amazing.
It's so good.
Will that be available on Thursday?
Yes, it will be.
Because I will be
I'll make sure it is.
No, you don't worry.
Yeah, it's all good. We have, on the big side, we still have some of our overhang, which is our bourbon barrel-aged imperial porter. There's all sorts of good stuff. We have another summer session, sort of like Pilsner in a can, called Day Hike.
Oh, yeah,
Just
absolutely.
a super crushable summer beer.
Yeah, for our anniversary beach party on Saturday, we made a Marionberry daiquiri, which is going to be in
all right.
a tall boy.
Like, there are no bad flavors here.
Dan designed the label for that. It's
Yeah.
banging.
It's pretty gross.
And then also we're about to release a new line of just single varietals. So single apple
Very cool.
ciders.
Those will be available at PAX.
Yeah, those you need to get your hands on.
Yeah.
So it's essentially a smash of a cider? Like is that, it's just single apple?
Yeah, so we just we press in how it's the only ciders
Yeah.
that we press in the actual cidery.
Fantastic, that's so cool.
and Take just a single varietal. The 5 that we're doing is winter banana, which is really cool. Those are actually a pollinator for wine sap apples, or wine sap apples, which is the only cider we make that's like orchard direct.
Yeah.
They use the winter banana to pollinate that entire orchard, including Red Delicious.
That's amazing.
And they weren't picking them.
So you're just like, okay, we're gonna come in and
he was
take
like,
all of this.
he's like, you just have to pay the pickers and you can have them. So we literally paid $0 for these apples, and the cider is beautiful and delicate.
Ah, fantastic.
Yeah, and then Golden Russet and Crimson Gold, which is a really small hybrid crab apple.
Yeah.
And
Culture, right?
yeah, and we did that with a mixed culture, so Pediococcus, Xenococcus, Lactobacillus. So
That has
it's
to
kinda-
be,
it
like, yeah,
drinks-
the flavors have to be wildly.
Yeah, it has a
different.
little bit of residual sugar. Dan
Yeah.
had it yesterday. It drinks like a golden sour, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
You're singing my tune.
so we will, we're a little bit, I realize I just sort of committed, yes, they will be here during PAX. We're going to have them on during our anniversary party.
Cool.
And we're hoping to get them
If
involved
there's
in it.
some, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. These are, so you had asked earlier in the show, what's the difference between like a modern cider that we make with high acid eating apples versus like a traditional cider? These are them. We're doing a series of these that are just,
more
very-
traditional apples that are meant for cider making. They're actually like coined the phrase cider apples because they're
not going to be edible.
yeah, they're more old world,
Yeah.
traditionally grown for the purpose of cider making, like
Fascinating. Yeah.
French and English varieties.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We do have the Macintosh too, and that's
Oh yeah, and one of our
but it's like light and delicious.
yeah, the Macintosh is traditionally like a baker or a saucer. They're really popular in the Midwest. I know my grandma used them for applesauce, only exclusively.
Very cool.
so excited that we're making Mac cider.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and these apples came from the historic Bitterroot Valley, so I think they're meant for cider making. The aroma is just so distinct, and that cider is also incredible.
Excellent.
So there's going to be 5 of those that we'll have on draft, and then they will be in bottles soon.
In 750s.
In like champagne style bottles.
Yeah, the first time we're putting them in 750s. So.
That's awesome. Oh, geez, really?
Yeah.
Fun.
with also unique labels that Dan designed that are different than our normal branding. So
Jesus Christ.
Anybody who
No one has voted him.
Dave and Dora have to deal with this every single day. I feel like a human jukebox where I've always got some kind of a song playing in my head, but like my bass line, just like whatever's playing in the ambient is always, for whatever reason, Vangabus. It's just a good song. It's a good song. It's very catchy. Every day.
Dave, who in the chat wanted to know Grella's last name?
I missed that. I apologize.
I think it was GM Rocky?
I believe.
Anyways,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Grella, how to spell Grella's last name? It's Preter. Grella Preter.
All right.
So you know. God bless taking notes.
Are you gonna ask more questions?
Yeah, I got some more questions. That's all right.
Yeah, let's hit the next poll,
Okay,
and then
okay.
we'll answer the questions during
All
the
right.
poll.
Well, then we're gonna have to.
It's a really important poll. It's just tied right now.
Yeah,
for Interstate Free Disco and the Wheels of Steel are
No,
names.
No, the Vangabus is coming.
It's impending.
Yeah.
Impending Vangabus.
One thing's for sure.
Do you want to call it?
We'll call it.
So the bus is coming, confirmed.
Ooh, there was a swing at the last second.
All right. What do we got?
So Scott, you said you wanted to go with yeast next. So
Yeah.
Or do we want to talk about adjuncts that we want to put in? Which way would you
I think we
normally do that?
gotta decide what we're gonna be co-fermenting first.
Cool. Yeah.
So I think it's up to you guys to figure out what are we gonna be putting with our apple juice.
Yeah. So so what are some things you want to be putting in this? If you had this at your studio, drinking it, because we got 69 on here, so it's going to be the creative time.
I want some spice.
What would be some creative flavors you want to be drinking on the regular?
I think that spice will energize.
I want a pepper that's going to light the fire beneath me.
Yep. What Gav said. All the way.
All right. What kind of pepper though? You're doing like
I like a jalapeno.
Well, I'm into habanero.
Habanero. A lot of nose.
Yeah, mostly nose.
Yes to the nose.
Oh yeah.
There's also like the Szechuan peppercorns.
Oh,
like that
super
little,
cool.
The little prickle. That sort of secondary effect. Ghost pepper.
Ingrid.
Ghost chili.
Carolina Reaper. Just die. That's when.
All right,
Hey, can you
so
get
we're
this
gonna
to me
we're
in
gonna
10
do
minutes?
at least pepper type, right? We will be doing a spice. So
Ooh,
spice.
Serrano could be good too. Get a little bit of that green pepper, that like jalapeno freshness, as well as some zip.
So to spice up your life, we're putting in
Every boy and every girl.
all around the world.
Serrano. Habanero, jalapeno, Serrano.
He said, what about a sriracha? I don't know anything about that.
Can you?
No,
There was a
You said
Seattle.
Szechuan. He said
Yeah,
Szechuan.
Szechuan.
I'm not into a Szechuan. I'm gonna veto it early.
Dave vetoed that one.
Call that quick, huh?
Sorry, but Dave took that away from me.
That dry rub, not into it.
Not. Hey,
So you
Makes the
know,
mouth feel weird.
This just,
everybody
yeah,
that
that's
wanted
what I love.
Szechuan,
It's that
Friday
that tingle
Dave.
tingle.
No, I don't
Fried
want.
to
I
date.
don't want the mouth confusion.
There's the name of the cider.
Mouth confusion.
All right, I'm suddenly back in.
Dave. It's important.
So what else are you thinking on the spice of life?
So what else can we?
Is
get
actual
heat?
fire.
What else can we get heat from?
Poblano is one
Cinnamon, ginger.
Okay, so then we can start doing cinnamon and ginger.
Yeah, you could do.
Ginger's too common.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Ginger's already, it's an accessible flavor.
Yeah, so we need to go
Oblique.
spicy. Yeah. Okay.
This is the artiste.
Italic.
This is like when you get Fernet shots for people at the end of a shift where you're like it or I know you're not cool. Malort in the Midwest.
Industry shot.
Yeah. Or you just go something completely
Wasabi.
different, not
Ooh,
spicy.
wasabi.
Something to pair with the spice.
Do a sub.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have
we
like
could do it
a
on the
very
poll to add
specific
something
experience
else.
with
Yeah,
Fernet.
that's true too.
Where I had my like hardback neon orange copy of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, that little book.
Yeah.
I had put like little Christmas scratch and sniff stickers on it when I was a child.
That's
I still have
awesome.
this book. The binding is shot, but
And the smell's kinda like-
the way that the pine tree scratch and sniff sticker smells on my book is exactly the way Fernet tastes. So like every time I taste Fernet, it is like
think
this
of the
weird
Grinch?
like time machine where I'm like, like 6 years old with my little Grinch book. It's just like
Unreal.
it's like so
Specific.
it's so specifically the same scent that it's like I don't know. It's wild how scents work like that.
Wasabi.
Wasabi is pulling ahead. You know what? I've never had a wasabi cider, but I have had a habanero.
Yeah.
I have had a
Then
jalapeno.
just that nice pop of spice and then it's gone.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that
Kind of
can be
like
really-
horseradish, but
Yeah.
more
Yeah, yeah.
palatable.
Yeah.
Chat, you know what to do.
And you can do some fun stuff with sweetness there in terms of like peach or like a more fruit forward to sort of incorporate what you were saying about
Yeah.
liking more non-traditional fruits that
What
you
about
can.
salty?
What if we
about
just
soy?
Din Tai Fung?
What about a soy
Made
wasabi?
dumpling-sided dumpling?
Hell yeah.
Soup dumpling style.
Just pork.
Well,
the
there's
second,
no wasabi in the sun.
the fruit edition is
Not
pork.
setting.
You're right.
But soy.
Excited.
Listen, I'd soy up. I love a salty beverage. I love any kind of salt I can drink.
We can. I was gonna say
Cherry wasabi stuff.
Cherry wasabi. Wow.
the watermelon matcha that you
wasabi.
just did. You were thinking about adding a little bit of sea salt too. Like, I think that like salting a cider is definitely right in the middle of the bell curve.
Yeah, it's
had
pretty
that.
popular. I mean,
Is
like
it really?
a goza.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a goza, right?
Yeah, it makes it more refreshing.
That's awesome. I'm into that.
Done with that brown thing.
Very much.
Cool.
So I think we could call this one. I'm not
Yeah.
sure,
Call it
but
wasabi.
Maybe. It could
I
go
think
either way.
wasabi's got it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Love it.
right.
So we're obviously gonna put another adjunct in here with this. Is it?
I don't.
Yeah.
Or
You
no.
wouldn't have to. I mean,
wouldn't
if
have
you
to?
just want wasabi, just straight up wasabi, that would be.
Or do you guys
I
want
think
other
you need
flavors?
something in there.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to continuously drink wasabi.
No.
I think the cherry was a really good option, so I want to at least throw that in. But
Okay.
can y'all think of anything else? Especially said head cider maker.
Think apricot.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, ginger obviously
Yeah.
works in that
Yuzu.
that flavor profile. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Play-
Yes.
Play in the same sort of go a little bit more floral to lighten up. from
Yuzu
it.
would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like
Taro.
verbena, maybe.
Ooh,
Something
way
a little
floral.
more floral, earthy, citrus.
So if you did something floral, would it be something that would be around? Because you'd be making this cider, right?
Yeah.
Or it'd be local to Red Larch. So it would be something, we could say it's planted there or something like that. Things like that.
Walk
Maybe
outside,
honey
snip it
ginger.
out,
Yeah.
throw it in the cask.
Yeah.
What do we say besides?
Oh, somebody said honey is also honey ginger.
Hibiscus. I was gonna say we do our cucumber hibiscus that plays a little bit with that sort of fresh green flavor of the cucumber and then the really bright dry. That might be a little. The hibiscus dries it out a lot though,
Yeah.
so that might.
I'm not a big floral person. I know Dave's not either.
Durian.
We're not flower
Durian.
people.
Ew.
We're not flower people.
Mean and cruel. Oh, it's Josh. Well, of course it was.
Listen, I've had durian ice cream. It was the best.
I've smelled durian ice cream and it was not
Not
a
the
positive
best?
experience.
You sit on a throne of lies.
You're bad and you should feel bad. We drink a honey.
Do you put
cider.
ginger in there? That seems like a.
Yeah,
did
I
you-
have,
did
I
you
have
ginger that?
a honey ginger is an option.
Ginger?
Yuzu, cherry, honey ginger, apricot. Anything else? Any strong feelings at the table?
I mean, mine was soy, which is very non-traditional.
It's going there.
So soy wasabi is like your dinner cider. Like you're just like, okay, we're
Listen,
done.
I
we
love
gotta
a
power
Bloody
through
Mary.
this. Yeah.
I love a V8. I love I literally will try
of
to
those.
drink. I love drinking pickle juice. Like I
Oh,
will
yeah.
always try to
want
drink
savory
salt.
Yeah.
There's a beer festival that takes place up in the Puget Sound called Strange Brew,
Yeah.
and the idea is like get weird. And one year there was
Portland a brew festival.
there was a miso beer, and it came served hot with a little scallion on, like a little bit of green onion on
I
top
mean,
of
soy
it.
I love
sauce is
that.
essentially what we were talking about with salt.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, we are.
Yeah. Whether it's pickles or soy sauce, you
Yeah.
know, you're adding that little bit of.
My default Starbucks drink is that salted cold foam cold brew. True. And they know at my local Starbucks, they know I want extra salt. Don't even have to say it anymore. They just know.
Important.
So what do you-
If you're all right, if you're comfortable with that poll,
I love
I don't
that.
know how everyone's feeling about our options.
I like that poll.
Muscadine grapes.
So what do you got?
We got yuzu, cherry, honey ginger, apricot, and soy.
Awesome. So like the honey ginger would be your lunch beverage, kind of. The cherry would be your morning
Yeah.
wake up, and the wasabi would be dinner.
Yeah. The soy.
Soy.
Dig.
Yeah, so yeah.
I think we have 3.
JD, I don't know what
Timing wise.
either of those words that y'all are saying are. I don't know what muscadine or Scoopermom is. I'm not familiar.
He was,
I wanna
I
know
don't know
what
who it
Scoopermom
was, but muscadine was in reference to grape, so I'm guessing that the other one was a grape varietal.
So what do you got for questions on that puppy?
Cherry's actually in the lead. Honey Ginger second place.
Questions.
Oh, sorry.
Question.
I don't think I've asked. What do you? Oh, sorry. Orion Rogue asks. I don't think I've ever asked. Are you double crushing your grains for the pico?
Yes, we double crush the grains.
Of course.
Crushed it.
All day.
I'm gonna get this next one.
Ooh, a kiwi ale. That sounds fun.
We already did
Oh, we
this
already
one.
did that one. Yeah.
Is it legal in Washington? This is Orion Rogue again. Is it legal in Washington to ice distill? That's an option
like
in
an
the winter
Applejack?
to boost ABV.
I think you can make Applejack, right?
Yeah, you can basically just freeze it. I mean, it's popular in Quebec because the apples actually freeze on the trees and then they press
You
the
like
cider.
hard press them after they're frozen, right?
Right, yeah, but how it's commonly made in the U.S. is you just freeze the apple juice and then just pull
You
off.
siphon it off or cut it off and cut it off,
I
yeah.
have a question. What is the distinction between like a normal like cider and a scrump? Like what makes that scrump?
Well, people use it in 2 different references. Scrumpy as a style refers to kind of the West County in the UK. It's basically slang for cider, a scrumpy. But then it's also used in reference to making a cider from the remains of the pressings. So it's like a session
Yeah,
cider.
because
So
whenever
you're
I've had them, they're like a little funkier. They're like
yeah, so you basically water down the pumice and then press it again, and so it's like a 3.5–4% cider from the like remnants of the original pressing.
So I learned this from a dude from the UK who came by the tap room one time. He said, well, to scrump means to go and grab the apples that fell on the ground. That it's essentially, it's like gleaning. You're picking up the leftovers.
yeah. How I understood it is like it's got like there might be some rotten apples in it. Like it's got that little funk.
Little bit
from
weird.
it because it's not like just like your pristine fruit. And I like a
It's a little
scrump.
vinegary.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Not quite a switchel, but
totally.
Very cool.
yeah.
Ah, there we go. Talp to Scott. Going scrumping is stealing fruit from the places you shouldn't. In Scotland.
There we go.
Dan has the best British scrumpy accent.
Just cut out, friends.
New Belgium Brewing asks, 2 beers, anything we should all 1,000,000% try while in Seattle for PAX, or anything that will be on tap that's wicked fun.
Wicked fun. Bringing it back to Boston. You say park the car by the Harvard Yard.
It's actually funny. Our old head brewer is.
Dude, I think Cherry wins.
He's from Massachusetts and he's now out at Trillium brewing
Nice.
for them, and that's Andy. How's it going? You making some
freaking
good
wicked,
beer out there?
yeah. It's great. So what's on tap, boys?
Now Dave's dead and he died.
So what's?
I'm gonna go.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh yeah,
Just
Dave's got
leave.
to run.
Sorry, friends.
He did just
Bye, Dave.
peace out.
The Dave dip.
Well, Cherry won, Dave.
Cherry won.
I'm thrilled, actually. I think
Cool.
that sounds great.
He hated your decision so much that he
was
left.
like,
Ooh.
Done.
Right.
He was offended.
Man, that's tough. It takes a lot to make Dave walk off.
He just quietly left the room.
That quiet rage.
That's how upset he
Remember
was.
that, chat. Remember what he did to you and your decision. This is real.
Was the question what we're gonna have during PAX that's weird, or just in
I
Seattle?
think it might have just been in general, like while in Seattle.
What do you hit?
What do you recommend?
Oh man. Stronger-
Everything?
Yeah, everything. If you like oysters, hit
Ooh, yeah.
like the Ballard Annex or
Walrus and the Carpenter.
yeah, Walrus and Carpenter. Bring extra money because you're gonna spend all of it.
My favorite spot in either Lower Queen Anne or Fremont's the Masonry.
Yeah.
Most unique tap list for sure.
Yeah.
Really crazy beers, really every time phenomenal, and they have wood-fired pizzas.
Yeah.
If you're just looking for cider, the Capitol Cider, I was just there last night. They're fantastic, and if you're like celiac or gluten-free in any way, they have a 100% gluten-free kitchen. So
Whoa.
no
Yeah.
chance of cross-contamination, which is like a very, very cool thing.
Real thing, yeah.
And it's real good food.
Their cider
Yeah.
selection is really robust too. I had a spicy cider there last night.
Yeah.
I would check out Starbrass for a tavern burger.
Yeah, that has become the traditional smash burger of like a dive bar down in Georgetown on the south end of the city, our haunt has become Starbrass, and it's
Nice.
like everyone has their loyalty to like, are you an In-N-Out or a White Castle?
Right,
or
right,
you have
right,
Dick's
right.
up here. The Starbrass
Dick's.
Tavern burger is like hands down my favorite.
As a company, our accountants started complaining.
Yeah, like why are there so many
Yeah,
tabs
it was
to
like
this
the
one?
number one expense on all
Yeah.
of our expenses.
Yeah,
Very cool.
But it's paying dividends.
Nice.
it's good.
So what do we want to talk about? So yeast would be the next thing we're kind
Yeah,
of
I
bringing
think
in?
yeast would be the next one.
Okay. So what would be some yeast options that would go with this cherry wasabi that we could look at?
Yeah.
How would they affect the taste?
Gonna say our house strain that we use has a little bit of cherry character in it automatically. Like I get some stone fruit off of that.
Yeah, underripe stone fruit, a little kind of like not quite green, but like it's a little grassy.
Okay.
Lemon rindy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Otherwise,
do you have two other ones, and we can let Gav choose
Yeah.
which
So
one?
would we
and
call
then
the first one like a stone fruit? Is that what we're going for?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Otherwise, you could go.
D47 from White Labs.
Yeah. Otherwise, you could go like with a beer yeast, something a little more like biscuity or bready.
Okay. Oh God,
if you
almost
wanted
like pie-ish.
Yeah, make it a little more full-bodied.
Champagne yeast.
Yeah, you could go champagne
Super
yeast.
dry.
Which is going to be a lot more floral, but I know they said they don't like that, but it's going to be a little more minerally as well.
The champagne sounds good. The stone fruit sounds really good too.
Okay, so I want to put the champagne and the stone on top of that on the pole.
I got stone fruit, bread and biscuits, and champagne.
And then the last one would probably be like a non-H2S producing strain, like that's designed for cider production, which would be super round, really fruity, gummy. We used it once, and I think Dan described it as Haribo gummy bears,
Yeah.
just like super, like has no mineral quality at all.
The South African dry that we did.
Yeah.
it is straight up like gummy candy. There's no hard edges on any of the flavors.
Which I think would be nice for both the cherry and the wasabi if you're gonna
Yeah.
want to.
Round out the wasabi.
Yeah,
Cool.
Hit it up.
So Gav, which ones you got?
Got
There we go.
stone fruit, bread and biscuits, champagne, or fruity gummy bear.
Fuck yeah.
Ooh,
Fruity gummy bears out the gate.
I love that idea.
Yeah, it's
You
a.
had me at gummy bear.
It was one of those that took like you kept trying and being like that reminds me of something. That reminds me of something. And it was like, oh my gosh, yes, that was with signing bonus. The orange Tootsie Pop was just instantly. It was like.
Like I want that. Yeah.
yeah.
Gummy bears is definitely like the most unique one up there.
Right.
Totally.
It's
Exactly.
one of the things that makes it very popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that, but like the bread and biscuity flavor sounds really, really cool to
Real.
me. Yeah, there's so many, they're all great. There's no loser in that mix.
Yeah. Yep. That's good.
I think Gummy Bears is winning then.
It's
Yeah.
it's running away.
Yeah, bye, yeah.
These bears are doing it.
Strong bears.
You actually just put gummy bears in the cider and stuff.
Toss them
We
in there.
did that we did with Sour Patch Kids actually. For
Yeah.
The anniversary of the food truck that's in our tasting room. Sid, the owner of Spencer's at the time, just wanted a Sour Patch Kid cider, so we literally just like put Sour Patch Kids in cider.
Where did you throw it in? Like, part of the-
Post fermentation, so we used it as like back sweetening, and the color was not ideal.
yeah.
No, it was just no. It was perfect. It was violent blue. Like it came out looking like
aggressive.
a Nickelodeon
Yeah.
product.
I like that.
Like we did something like that. Like for Mike, you know, he loves sweet and fruity and
Yeah.
all,
Gummy
you know, the
bears.
good
Gummy bears
candy
is the
flavors.
thing.
Oh yeah.
So we did a dunkel, like a light dunkel,
Yeah.
in color and flavor, and it was super sweet. But then we were like, okay, well, let's just pour it and throw candies in it and see what the hell happens. And we threw Skittles in one glass, we threw Sour Patch Kids in another, Swedish Fish, and I think Starbursts.
Oh no.
Let's just say It didn't work.
No, none of them.
The Swedish Fish actually was the one that worked was the Swedish Fish.
Yeah.
We're like, this fucking tastes great.
There's no coating.
Yeah.
The one candy where
rest-
there's no coating.
Yeah, like the Starburst slowly lost all of its color and disintegrated into muck at the bottom. It was wonderful.
See, my controversial opinion is that Swedish Fish are just like good red Sour Patch Kids that you sucked all the good stuff off.
It could be.
It's just
Yeah.
like the dredges
Yeah.
of...
Oh yeah, we did Twizzler. No, we did Red Vines. I think it was.
Skittles
Mike's a Red Vine.
y'all on the West Coast with them red vines.
Right? I don't get it. I'm a Twizzler. It's like mayo, right?
I grew
Like
up in
Hellmann's
Hershey, so like,
and- yeah.
if y'all never had a chocolate Twizzler,
Oh, so
I've never
good.
seen them on the West Coast, but they're good.
What?
Yeah.
Twizzlers are, yeah, they're amazing.
It sounds like
They're
an
not, I
abomination.
think they're only available like in the like local region around the
Yeah.
factory.
See, gummy chocolate. That's the movie
like
theater.
Tootsie
Watch your
Rolls like
steps.
gummy
Watch your next
chocolate.
words here.
yeah, I
friend.
guess so. No, but that was one of the.
Tread lightly.
Yeah.
I still
Let's not
remember
see
getting
anything
yeah.
to take back.
just Dan disappeared. You really knees taken out from behind. No, I remember going to the movie theater and getting chocolate covered gummy bears, and I was super stoked on it, and popped one in my mouth. And was
You're like, ooh,
nope, not these don't.
These don't.
Chocolate covered seems.
Yeah, it has to be chocolate infused.
I'm
right?
not a gummy candy person, but I like the occasional.
I like my Twizzlers.
Twizzler or
Seems like you have
Sour Patch
strong opinion.
Hey,
I just like I will not fuck with a red vine.
No.
It's not for me.
No.
It's like it's
There's some
whatever
weird
you grew
taste.
up with. Yeah,
Yeah.
like those taste like garbage to me, and I know everybody that likes red vines, Twizzlers taste like garbage
Yep,
to them.
exactly.
Like it is a mutual, exchange.
what did your household grow up on? Is the thing, right? And then
Red vines.
yeah.
My mom would get the gallon of red vines.
Yeah, exactly.
Open it and let it sit open in the pantry for like a week.
An
so,
aged vine.
so that they got
Aged on the vine.
they got like saltwater taffy texture, and then she stopped doing that when 5-year-old me pulled two
Died.
teeth out. Died.
Died. When one of her children died, she
Yeah.
stopped doing it.
That's amazing. Well, yeah, and you can also use. I mean, I don't know about red vines, but Twizzlers as straws.
Oh hell yeah!
Priceless.
Do red vines have a?
I don't even
is
think.
there
I
a
don't even think they can.
channel?
No, it's
yeah,
solid.
See, another vote against the red vine. Just saying.
Chocolate Twizzler, drinking milk through
Milk.
it. Just saying.
Twizzlers always
What can
had
your
the
red
pull and
vine do
peel
for
though.
you? Just saying.
See, the Twizzlers pull and peel I didn't like.
Yeah.
And they're very red vine adjacent. So that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's much more cherry
No
than
center
it
hole.
is licorice.
Just saying. All right, so it looks like the
It's like
Off the
dusty
rails.
wax.
So what do we want to talk about next? You brought up some like residual sugars. Do we need to use residual sugar in this?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's going to go completely dry, so we'll have to
Okay.
decide how sweet we want it to be at the end. So then that's done through back sweetening.
Okay.
So you can use different types of sugar, cane, agave, maple syrup, or you can use fruit juice, or really the sky's the limit. So we have to decide two things, like how sweet do we want it to be? Do we want it to
Okay.
be completely dry? And then what are we going to use to back sweeten it?
All right, Gab, I think that's your.
Dave's not here. I love a dry cider. That's like my go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he likes a drier cider as well. We're not really like
Super sweet.
sweet drinkers. Yeah. I think like the basil mint is usually like the sweetest one that I drink, and every
Yeah.
one's still like way lower than most other people's ciders.
Well, you said what's interesting is you said you like the 3 pepper as well, which is
Which
as
is a
sweet.
sweeter one.
Yeah, it's
that,
as sweet as
that bell pepper part of it is like super sweet.
one, and sweet and spicy can help balance each other out a little bit. So,
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
Yeah, I think with the wasabi, you might want like just maybe a hint of sugar.
yeah, just a little bit for some structure so that it doesn't just.
Yeah.
So it's just determining what kind of sugar is that? What we're
Yeah,
doing
you
here?
could use the cherry even to back sweeten instead of if you didn't want to completely ferment on the cherry. Like you could get more cherry note by just adding cherry juice back, or you could
You can get yuzu juice.
You can get yuzu juice.
That's
So
fun.
cherry
bring
yuzu.
that back around.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hot and
Or
sour works with
I mean,
the
how
yuzu
we
juice.
traditionally back sweeten all of our ciders is with invert syrup, and so you're taking sucrose and basically boiling it with an acid and inverting the sugars back to fructose and
Flip it
glucose.
and reverse it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that
Exactly.
those are the sugars that are consistent with fermentation. So you get the flavors of fermentation without like the extra like tang or
Right.
like iced tea or Kool-Aid flavor. So that's how we back sweeten is with invert. So that's also an option if we want to hit like an exact sweetness.
When it's a nice neutral sweetness, because that invert molecularly is the same sugar that exists in most apples. And so you're getting sweetness without introducing any unfermented flavor. In the same way you don't necessarily want wine to taste like grape juice to prevent cider from tasting like apple juice. If we're back sweetening with invert, it's just a very neutral, we raise the sweetness and we don't change any flavor.
Yeah, and it still has that cider note.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, I got 3. Start the poll.
Get that pole. You juice.
You do juice.
Yeah,
You do you juice.
You do you juice.
You do you. I do me you do you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
Yuzu cherry wasabi. That's a.
Is that a lot or is that
It's a lot, but I think that if you don't go all in on everything, you can get a super, like if you have a little nuance in there, you can get a really cool flavor combination in that space.
And then it just starts tasting like a Sonic beverage.
I don't hate that.
I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah. Good ice.
Right?
Nah, man. Oh my God.
Gotta fix the slushy.
Yeah.
We have a slushy machine down in the
Oh, that's right.
I think it wasn't running when we were there or something.
We started it and you started it up, but it wasn't like it took a while to get going.
ran it so long that the compressor burnt out. So we are fixing it currently. We're hoping to have our bar manager created a pina colada cider slushy that we want to have for the anniversary. But we'll see. I now teased it out, and we're hosed if they can't fix
Well,
it.
when's the anniversary?
Saturday.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
right.
Get on that.
Yeah, I know. So. Oh, run away.
Yeah, I think we can call
It's
it.
gone. Bye-bye.
Done.
That one happened.
So what?
Pretend I
left
spelled
do
it
we have
right,
to
and
do?
then that's the
Carbonation?
answer.
Is that one?
No, Yuju is bad there.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Then we have to decide how we are carbonating it. So you can leave it still, which is popular in England. They drink most things warm and still. That doesn't really fly in the U.S. So you can go like a pretty moderate, soft carbonation, or you can go sparkling or do like some type of bottle condition, something more similar to like home brewing.
Gav, what are your thoughts on that?
Between doing it like flat, or what do you mean?
So you have like a sparkling, you have basically a normal cider's type of carbonation?
Normal for what you typically
drink?
consume in the U.S.
Yeah, and then like a
bar.
flatter.
What's the term for it? There's a
Petulant.
yeah, petulant.
Yeah.
Petillon. Petulant.
Softly sparkling, yeah. And then just fully effervescent, which is more like, LaCroix volumes of
Oh, right, gotcha.
Around here we call that LA Crunch.
LA Crunch.
LA Crunch.
You can't argue about how it's pronounced if you pronounce it in a ridiculous manner.
I'm a LaCroix boy.
So it was sparkling and what else should I say? Where are our options here?
LA Crunch.
Sparkling?
LA Crunch.
I thought sparkling
Oh,
was LA
yeah,
Crunch.
sparkling is LA Crunch.
Okay, so we'll just got the LA Crunch as an option.
Do you want to keep the flat in there or just take it out automatically?
I don't
Yeah. Just take it right out. Yeah, just take it right off the block.
And what was
all the
the
aerobats.
term that we used for the other option?
Yeah,
What
agreed.
would we call the other? What was it? Not
The like in between.
Yeah.
The flat and the crunch.
Petulant.
petulant.
Yeah.
Petillon.
Pedantic is what I'm going to write.
Pedantic.
Yes, so there's that. All right.
Actually, it's only carbonated to
There are
2.3
options.
volumes.
For the carbonara.
LA Crunch. Carbonara.
This is what happens when you let me do the poll.
All right, and start thinking of names for this
Yeah,
delicious,
that's it.
delicious drink.
Oh wow, I did
the
not
last
consider
one.
that part.
What was the one? Mouth yuck? No, that wasn't it.
Big yuck.
Oh, it was the Big Yuck?
Oh, the
Big
big
Yuck.
I can't call the cider the Big Yuck. That was just my name for hops because I don't like them.
What was your idea yesterday? Brand standard.
Oh yeah.
Brand
So
standard.
this is hilarious. The motto or the tagline for Seattle Cider Company is not your standard cider.
Right.
Because we were coming out of the gate with cider that wasn't super sweet, that was not
Didn't taste like Angry Orchard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It didn't taste like apple soda with alcohol in it. And so we were saying, hey, we're doing something a little bit different. But now that word is ruined. And so anytime like Scott earlier today was like, that'll be sort of one of your standard ciders. And like you can't unhear it. So the standard cider, brand standard, seemed hilarious, especially if it was a branding agency. Which we found out there was actually a cider company on the East Coast called Standard Cider Company. And we're not your standard cider company, and we have to collaborate with them.
Just a big middle finger to them, I guess.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The collab.
We're not them.
The collab would be called Maybe.
Compromise.
I believe pedantic is the.
I think,
way here.
Cool.
So now are we?
No LA Crunch.
Are we naming it? Is
Yep.
that our next?
We're naming it. So let's see
here?
what they've got for names in the chat. So this is a beer that the designers will be drinking for creative uses. It's not going to put anybody on their tail, and it's not, super light. So this is one of those all-day kind of let's get creative brainstorming sessions, I guess.
Blossoms. Muse.
Muse is good.
That's fun.
Creative juices.
Creative juices. Oh,
We
man.
have a winner already.
I know, right?
I've put brand standard. FPO is one that I added.
FPO.
Yeah. There it is.
Creative juices.
Oh my gosh, that's not gonna win, but that's too good.
All I can think of is super inside baseball stuff.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Well,
Like
that's
it's gonna be a little spicy. It says instead of spec work.
Imagine
Spice work.
dragons? What?
No.
No.
I don't want to.
Fruit fuckers juice?
We call them the fruit friend.
The spark of inspiration,
the
that's
children.
fun. Designer's
children.
delight, 10 paces, yeah.
Wasabi and cherry.
Ambrosia.
Ambrosia.
I like Muse.
Muse is good too. I'm mad at that.
Roundabout. Liquid Epiphany.
Liquid Epiphany.
Muse booze, yeah.
I like Muse booze better than Muse.
Then just
Then
Muse,
Muse.
yeah.
It's got-
make an alteration.
It's gotta be a little.
It's an amuse.
Is there a light bulb emoji? Because it's that.
Just the light bulb emoji.
It's just light bulb emoji.
Yeah, it's actually the words.
Yeah, it's the words. It's better if there's not actually an
That's
emoji.
fucking great.
All right, we got a few. I'm gonna go with this.
Hot off the press.
I'm gonna go with this. It's great. We got
Holy
7
shit,
here.
yeah.
Wasabi.
That's why I put that one.
That's great. What's up,
That
boy?
one was for me.
Yeah. The light bulb. That's it.
LABV Crunch, yeah. Fucking great, Angus. Serendipity juice, love it. Fuck, I think light
Yeah,
bulb.
light bulb emoji is obviously running away with this.
No,
I don't think anyone's gonna overtake.
And that was it. Is that
Wait, look at the numbers wrong. It's just 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7.
everyone argued about what to call the cider, and then someone just drew a picture, and that was
Yeah.
what stuck.
I feel like that's wildly appropriate.
Yeah,
7, 7. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7.
it's a godly number.
I know,
It honors him.
If you're at the casino,
that.
you're winning. I mean,
Yeah.
these are all
Yeah.
positive things.
Can't think of any bad negative
negative,
connotations for
yeah.
sevens.
Fucking light bulb
great.
emoji. That's great. 7, 7, 7, 7.
Well, it seems silly.
we just-
It seems silly to
I
keep
really-
this
I
one.
think we call this one.
This
and
one's good.
Light bulb emoji has been born.
It's done. It's done.
So when you're in Red Larch at Lorem Tipsum, know that the designers will always have a glass of light bulb
Get that light bulb emoji on
Mhm.
tap. We have a question.
The question is the name the words light bulb emoji
Yeah.
written out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's not the actual
no,
light
it's
bulb
literally
emoji.
written
It is light bulb emoji.
Yeah, it has to be
words,
written out.
the words in the English
Yeah.
language. I
So-
have a question from Increased Blue.
Yeah.
They said chat can chime in too. Anyone been to the Foreign National in Seattle? Was thinking of hitting it up because the name is used at work a ton. I'm not familiar with this place.
I don't know.
It's a cocktail bar on Capitol Hill.
Oh, interesting.
I had a vodka martini there that was quite nice, but
What's the
rest of the night escapes me.
What's the vibe? What's the vibe like there?
Oh, really intimate and really small.
Yeah.
It's an upscale cocktail bar.
Okay.
It's really nice.
So it's like a bathtub gin or something.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna.
Yeah, totally.
Like Oddfellows or like
Yeah.
Even small.
Knee-High Stocking Company.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, I love
Candy.
knee-high.
It's so good. That's okay. There are a
Like
lot.
tough, what is it? Needle and thread.
Needle and
The little
thread.
Yeah,
sneaky
yeah.
Inside Oddfellows. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, guys, we have one last step to perform. We grab the machinery of the world.
Yep.
And we're gonna swipe it wrong way.
Oh,
Jesus,
wrong way.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
You've been on this show how many times now?
Not anymore.
And we're gonna
Zero.
Yep.
Gone.
And we're gonna
Negative one time.
pass it over to Mike. So everybody grab it.